Hey guys, it's Colton. I'm up here at Offset's Garage today, and I'm here to show you my 06 F-150.
I'm in it just to rewrite history, cause I'm in the mood to label us the leaders of the new school. This ain't for the radio, can't find this on YouTube. This the type of killing that these critics ain't used to. Victorious, victorious, victorious. In this day and age, I got time for innovation, time to be creative.
I had an 04 F-150. I didn't do anything to it though, and then I ended up wrecking it. So this is the first one I've actually customized. Well, it was very foggy. It was too foggy to see, and I was going too fast, and there was a very sharp turn, and I went down in the ditch and back up the ditch, and it went through a couple telephone poles, and I turned that truck, a full-size F-150 just like this one, into a flatbed trailer. It was pretty bad. And then whenever I was looking for another truck, it had to be a white 04 to 08 F-150 because the last one saved my life. But I liked white, so I was gonna start customizing it. So white's a good color to work with. I like it. First thing I did to this truck was the same exact mesh grille that's on it right now, and tinted taillights and tinted headlights. Social media was huge as far as expanding what I wanted to do with the truck. I'd see different ideas on social media and be like, oh, well, that looks cool. So that's how I started. After I did the mesh grille and tinted taillights, next came wheels and tires. Instead of 18x9 Ultra Wheel Mammoths and 33 BF Goodrich All-Terrains. After that, a leveling kit, 2.5-inch leveling kit. And I threw some 2-inch wheel spacers on. I was rocking that for a little while, and then I decided I wanted to go bigger. So I bought some 20x12 -51 Vision Prowlers and 35 Atturo Trail Blades and 6-inch rough country suspension lift. And then I was riding with that for a little while. Then I decided to do some custom lighting. As you can see, I did quite a bit of it. And then I wanted to go bigger. So right now it's on 9 inches of lift. It's got a 3-inch body lift and 37 Atturo Trail Blades, 20x12 fuel turbos. The reason I picked the fuel turbos is I wanted a wheel that was easy to clean. I love directional wheels. I just like that style, and I wanted a wheel that was easy to clean, and pretty much you wipe the dish and you wipe the spokes and everything's flat, it's easy. My Visions were like, it took forever to clean and they never really got fully clean. My opinion on body lifts is some trucks they pull it off, other trucks they don't, just by the way the gap shows. And if you do gap guards, like on mine, it's kind of hard to tell. You don't see too much of the frame, and the gap guards that I made, you can't really tell unless you look really close. But it depends on the truck, I guess. Some body lifts you can easily tell, and if you don't do the gap guards, it's just, I don't like the look with that big gap in there. A buddy of mine and myself installed my suspension lift, and then the body lift was all me. It took all of like 5 days to do. I was doing it by myself in a pull-through carport in the wintertime, so it was freezing cold. I had a little torpedo heater, and that's how I did it. So the reason I added fender flares is in Pennsylvania, you're not allowed to have any tire poke whatsoever. And it's a quarter test where they'll stick a coin up against the side of your fender flare and where your fender is, and they'll drop it, and if it touches the tread, it's illegal. So I've had that done quite a few times, but I got the fender flares to help. They still poke out a little bit. I still get harassed a little bit about it. But when I did the fender flares, I also was gonna do my cab corners and rockers were rusting out. It's an 04 to 08 F-150, that's what they're known for. And so I got the bodywork done on that, got them installed, and then I wanted to do, there was charcoal along the bottom, and I didn't like the white with black look that I was going for with the charcoal, so I decided to black bedline it. I bedlined the rear bumper, the sides of the cab, and the fender flares. Whenever I added the 37s, I actually already had the end fab bumper on, so as far as clearance goes, I was fine in the front. Like maybe with a stock bumper, I'm not sure, I might have had to do some trimming, but I already had the end fab bumper on whenever I had my 6-inch lift on 35s. The end fab comes as a black powder coat finish, kind of like textured, and then I had the plate custom powder coated white, along with the lift pieces. Team stance, to me, I joined 2 years ago, and through social media is how I found it. And it's just, to me, it appeared to be a group of guys, all with the same passion, all with the same drive to build a custom truck. So that's how I kind of noticed it. And then actually a guy that I had talked to on Instagram before just about trucks, we both had the same body style truck, he got me convinced to join, and I'm so glad I did. I love Team Stance, absolutely have no complaints whatsoever. It's like a big family, it really is. When they say it's one giant family, it is. If you have a question, if you're having trouble, like whenever I was doing my body lift, I had so many questions, the instructions were so vague, and I'd post in Team Stance just asking for help, and I'd get 30 responses just like that. Guys that had already been through it, guys that have heard or known somebody who's been through it, guys that had suggestions. They may not have done it, but they had suggestions. So even on a note like that, where Team Stance is so helpful, I love that about Team Stance. Also, whenever we get to meet up and go to shows together, like the Team Stance cabin party, the Team Stance union, whenever we go to stuff like that, it's just great whenever we all get together, because it's weird. You may not have even met somebody before in your life, but you've talked to them on social media about trucks, and as soon as you meet up at a show or at one of these events, it's just like you're already family. Like you guys are already hanging out, you're already talking trucks. We all get along great. I mean, I love Team Stance. It's probably the best decision I ever made as far as my truck went. I mean, yeah, building it and everything, but joining Team Stance has taken it to a whole nother level. If I hadn't joined Team Stance, I guarantee the truck wouldn't be what it is today. Originally, I wasn't even gonna lift it. I was probably just gonna ride around leveled on 33s, but just seeing guys in Team Stance, I joined when I was leveled on 33s, and seeing guys in Team Stance and what they've done with their trucks, it was like an inspiration that, oh man, I wanna do that. Well, this truck has made it this far because it has a new engine and transmission in it. Yeah, the 543 valve, it's not the most trustworthy motor by any means. Yeah, it's got a new engine and transmission, and they have like 35,000 miles on them now. But other than that, I just kept on building with this truck. I had a vision for it originally, which was just the 6-inch lift and 35s, and then it's grown, but I don't plan on getting rid of it anytime soon because it's got the new engine and transmission, so I'm planning on running it into the ground, keeping it for a little while. My family, when it comes to the truck, my brother, he was big into custom vehicles and everything, so him and I could kind of bounce ideas off of each other. My parents, my dad thought it was the dumbest thing ever, like the biggest waste of money. I actually didn't even tell him that I ordered a lift kit for it because I knew he'd freak out, but I ended up getting that all done. And afterwards, whenever he saw it, he thought it was cool. But my mom, she's never really had anything to say about it. I mean, she thinks it's cool that I have a passion for it. She never really has anything bad to say about it. My family's not really in the automotive industry. Like I said, my brother does that. He actually has a 2016 Silverado now that he's doing some stuff too. Other than that, no. My mom has a truck. She tows around a horse trailer and everything, and nobody's really into custom vehicles in my family. How I fell into custom vehicles. Originally, whenever I had the 04, I was still in high school, and there were people in high school that were kind of doing like lifting their trucks and whatever, and it kind of caught my attention, but I never really liked the color of that truck. It was maroon, and it always bothered me, and I didn't want to start doing a ton of stuff to it, because looking back now, there's stuff you can do with maroon trucks now that I've been around and I've seen people do it, but back then I didn't think there's really anything you could do with a maroon truck. But as far as getting into it, social media was huge. After I had wrecked the 04, and I wanted a white truck so that way I could do stuff. It was just constantly going through social media, looking at what people have done, just getting ideas, and it spiraled like crazy after that. The reason I built it the way I built it, it's not a mall crawler. I actually had people that they call it a mall crawler, so I'll prove them wrong and I'll go tear up a mud hole or whatever. And yeah, I've jumped it before, but that's not really its main purpose. That I busted a coil spring, a stock coil spring doing that. The reason I built it the way I built it, mainly cosmetics. I mean, so I guess in the sense of a mall crawler, but I'm still not afraid to use it. I mean, I like the way it looks cosmetically. I think it's like, I try to keep it clean, especially since I put so much time, effort, and money into it, that I like to keep it looking clean. But I'm still not afraid to use it. It's a truck, so, and it's 11 years old, so it's not like it's a brand new one you want to baby. In the back of the truck right now, I have a drifting go-kart. I bought it as just a frame, and it came with a seat on it, and that was it. So I put a new engine on it, 7 horsepower engine. I bought racing slicks for it, and even did like the PVC slicks for the tires, and repainted it white and black to match the truck. Just something like a little hobby thing to do, race around, mess around on it. Some other stuff that I've done to the truck myself is honestly almost all of it. I've had a couple buddies help me out with stuff like exhaust, little stuff. The body work was done professionally, the tint was done professionally, it was re-geared professionally. Other than that, like the lighting, I've all done myself. The lifts, both of them I've done myself and with a buddy. The fender flares, I didn't have to do like the drill, they just kind of clip on to your fenders. I didn't have to drill into the side of the truck. I know there's some styles that are like that, and it kind of drove me away. I didn't really want to do that. Even though after I pulled my stock fender flares off, just the little half-inch ones or whatever they were, there were already holes drilled in my fenders. I didn't even know that, so it kind of didn't really matter. But I've done the undercoat, the exhaust with a buddy, the textured bed liner I've done along the bottom that we talked about. The reason I went the rough country 6-inch is it was, like I said before, I wasn't even planning on really lifting my truck. And once I kind of got the idea and I really wanted to, I was on a budget, but I still wanted to have that lifted look. But I don't really have anything to say bad about it. All the spacer lifts are primarily the same. They come from the same like general design. But I went with rough country honestly because it was one of the cheaper ones. So, and I had some other stuff that I wanted to do at the same time. I kind of did it all at once, the wheels, tires, lift kit, everything. So it was less of a hit getting the rough country lift. So as far as the lighting goes on this truck, I actually own a company, Vengeance LEDs, and I built the headlights, the taillights, both are paint to match with black accents, halos and color changing halos installed on the headlights. The LED bars, that's primarily what I do right now with Vengeance LEDs, although we're gonna start doing the headlight builds again. But I install all the halos into the light bars. I do all the lighting work myself. The rock lights, there's 20 color changing rock lights under there. There's quite a few, so got rid of the hot spots. I started with just 8 and I didn't like the hot spots in it, so I decided why not go big or go home. As far as the dual 32-inch curves behind my grill, I actually had a guy that was in Team Stance make me those mounts. And they actually mount on where your headlights in the 04 to 08s have 3 bolts. They have 1 on top and they have 2 on, like in the middle. And they actually slide in and they mount in where just right in behind your headlights. So they use those same 2 holes. So it's a nice clean design. They come out from the headlights and then drop down in and you can mount the 2 light bars right on like that. It's nice and clean. On the inside of the truck, I have custom fit seat covers. They're like a white, gray, and black digital camo with black on the side, so it kind of goes with the design and the color scheme of the truck. And I have color changing floor lights front and back. I have 2 kicker 10-inch subs, just kind of made it look nice and sound nice. And I've got kind of a little bit of a spiked theme going on. Gives it kind of an aggressive look. I like the look of the spikes on the end fab bumper. So I put the spikes on there, and then also I kind of flowed that around with the bolts that came with the fender flares. I wanted the pocket style fender flare with the bolt. I just like the look of them. But I didn't want just the basic bolts. So to go along with the spike theme, I actually ordered spiked. All they are is motorcycle fairing bolts from 6-speed. The holes are already drilled in the fender flares, and they just pop right in with nuts on the other, washers and nuts on the other side. And on top of that, I have spiked lug nuts on the wheels, also to go with the spike theme, and they look pretty badass. So, oh yeah, I could talk about the tuner. I just yesterday broke in the door. I hopped out of the truck and shut the door on the tuner. So, not my brand new, my probably a year-old Edge Evolution CTS2 flat or touchscreen tuner, smashed. As far as performance goes, the exhaust system, it's got high flow cats, and right now it has a Black Widow Race Venom muffler, and that's it. It goes 3-inch out to a 6-inch axle dump. Still contemplating switching the Black Widow Race Venom with Flowmaster Super 10. It's loud and obnoxious as it is, but I kind of just want to go a little bit, I want to harness that obnoxious sound. I want to go a little bit louder. Not necessarily get more obnoxious, but I just want to go louder. Other things performance-wise that I have, I'm actually sponsored by Edge products. So they sent me an Evolution CTS2 that I just broke yesterday. But I love it. It gets gas mileage. I used to get, with the setup now, like 8 miles to the gallon. With it right now, I get 15 average. So I can't complain just in that factor alone. It definitely gave the truck a little bit more power. With the 37s though, the re-gearing was huge. I'm running 4.56 gears with the 37s, and I gained so much power back with that. The reason I went to 4.56 gears is, well, originally I was running with the 35s, my stock gears, so 3.73, and it was kind of a dog. It didn't have the power that I wanted it to have, so whenever I planned on going up to 37s, I definitely wanted to re-gear. I didn't want to stick with those 3.73s. It is my daily driver, but I couldn't really deal with doing that daily, it being that slow. So with the 456 gearing, going highway speeds, legal highway speeds, it runs about 2,200 to 2,300 RPMs, going about, say, 75-ish. Whenever you get up closer to 80, 85, 90 and up, you get closer to that 2,500, 2,700 range, depending on how fast you're going. Going about 100 on a closed course in Mexico, it's about 2,900 RPMs, so you're really moving. I would say that I have slight lead foot. I'm a very aggressive driver, and I've only gotten caught speeding four times, I think. They haven't been terrible. I think the worst one was 88 in a 35, so that was bad. But other than that, it's not terrible. As far as sponsors go, they've helped out a ton with this truck. One of them, Atturo Tires, hooked me up with these 37-inch trail blades for free, full sponsorship. Edge Products with the tuner that I just broke, so I'm in the process of talking with them about how I can get a new one. They hooked me up with the tuner, the Edge Evolution CTS2 touchscreen. Extreme Redline Performance, partial sponsorship. They got me the NFAB bumper, performance spark plugs, high flow cats, just miscellaneous power and appearance related stuff for the truck. They pretty much handle anything. Another one is obviously Custom Offsets, which when you join Team Stance, you're automatically sponsored by Custom Offsets. You get bigger discounts. Even though their prices are so low, you get bigger discounts. Also Bolt Lock for the hitch locks. I've got hitch locks, pad locks, cable locks from them. And Scrub Blade lastly they have Rain Be Gone, which is kind of like a Rain X for your windshield. Fog Be Gone keeps it from fogging up, at least prevents it from fogging up for a certain amount of time, a couple months. And they hooked me up with some of their Scrub Blade wiper blades. Actually, I'm currently not running any side steps, but I just got hooked up by Magnum. They're sending me the only set of 04 to 08 F-150 ICI Magnum RT steps. But yeah, they actually hooked me up with their prototype set. So I'm gonna be the first and only 04 to 08 F-150 running around with them. And they're gonna use my truck, all the photos and everything for advertising to release them on their website. This takes up 90% of my time, and the other 20%, that math doesn't work out, but I understand. The other 20% is definitely just building lights and talking to customers. Being in Pennsylvania, you kind of really have to travel to the shows if you're gonna get big into it. Ooh, the cabin party doesn't count as a show, but it's definitely the most fun I've ever had in 4 days of my life. Y'all need to join Team Stance so you can be a part of the cabin party, because y'all don't know what you're missing out on. Everybody who's into trucks, Team Stance guys, Custom Offsets guys, we all have the same passion. We all work around each other, bounce ideas off each other. So we're all one big family. we all come together in the middle of nowhere at this cabin that's got this huge water slide with a ramp that goes into a pond. They have a concert by Hands On. It's an absolute blast. Absolute, like fireworks, drinking beer, hanging out. I don't know if I can say that. It's just an absolute blast. I absolutely love it. I had last year whenever I went, it was honest to God the most fun I've ever had in 4 days of my life. And any of my friends can vouch for that. I have definitely told them those words verbatim. As far as future plans for the truck, a paint job. It's getting repainted the same white. I like white, so I'm going with the same exact white. Keeping the bed lined on the bottom, but I'm going with the same white. It's got little minor imperfections. It's 11 years old. It's gonna have paint imperfections, so I'm going with the same color white. Repainting, that's a big thing. If I do anything else, another reason I re-geared to the 4.56 is so if I do eventually decide to go to 40s, I can. That'll be with different suspension setup, both front and rear, to give me at least 2 more inches of lift. Probably Fox 6-inch lift struts with a leveling kit on top. I hope you guys like my build. It's something a little different. If you want to check it out more and follow it on social media, it's Vengeance F150 on Instagram. Peace. Cut.
We go home.
And we go home.